Hello. Why am I doing that? Have I gone mad? Well, I'm trying to demonstrate to you what a drum solo sounds like on a guitar. Of course, there are a more fancy way of doing this, but I was just playing rhythm here, and I was strumming muted strings. Why am I doing this? Well, because we've heard from tons of people over the years who seem to never be able to arrive at that place where they can say, now I feel certain when I play. Now I have arrived at a place where I can say I'm a musician, right? I can play that solo, I can get those chords, that riffing in completely in the closet every single time. And then I can develop from there. That's a cool place to be, right? Maybe you don't know everything. Maybe your technique is not at the highest level, but you can make stuff happen and it really sounds together. It sounds professional, like the best it can be. And most people fail to get to that level because of one singular reason. And it's so common. It is the most common problem. And before I give it to you, I'm just going to give you a reason why this is so. So please be patient here. This is a short video, I promise you. When you bake a cake, this is my all-time best analogy. When you bake a cake and you use flour that is really of poor quality, when you taste it, it's like, ugh. And you use all the other ingredients are really the best in the world. You use the best kind of spices, the best eggs that are just fresh, just came out of the chicken. Everything is top notch. And then you bake that cake. How is it going to taste? Awful, because the flour tastes awful. What if you use bad eggs, but really quality flour? It's going to be an awful cake. So if you have a chain, just imagine a chain with metal links. If you pull that chain, all the links are not going to break at the same time. At some point, they are going to break. If you put, a truck on each side of it and you try to pull it apart, then at some point, one of the links is going to break. And that link is the weakest link. And you have a weakest link. If what I just said really rings to you and you think, oh, that's true, that's me. I've been playing for a couple of years, right, or several years, and I've just failed to get to that point where I can really say, I'm a guitarist now. I'm totally and certainly a guitarist because I can make stuff happen. Then you need to focus on your weakest link. What is holding you back? And my guess is, if you've been playing for some time, you got some skills down, you got some scales, you got some stuff going on. But the thing we fail to see, the overall fundamental importance of is rhythm. And I'm not talking about rhythm guitar. I'm talking about whether you can pick with the right rhythm. And there's only one way to figure that out. If you can have your foot tapping on 1, 2, 3, 4 and play anything with any rhythm on top of that as your foot is tapping securely and safely and with certainty, with no kind of then you absolutely master rhythm. And here's the point. If you are not able to do that, you won't arrive at anything. It's the flour. It's the crappy flour that holds you back, that makes the cake constantly be sub-level to what you expect it to be. And you can keep practicing, keep getting better at picking and scales and licks and everything. You will not arrive until you have that rhythm down. And the opposite is also true. If you are a master of rhythm, I promise you, you can take your old first precision pentatonic scale with a little vibrato, a couple of really cool bends, and you can kill, right? Because you have the rhythm down. You can take a couple of notes and make some really cool stuff happen. But if you can't do that, you're going to fake it all the time. It feels like you're driving a car if you cannot tap that foot. The second you feel the need to stop tapping your foot, you're out of it. You're not playing music anymore. You're faking it. Just go home. Get out of here, right? Because you're not in the music. You're hovering above the music, trying to play something that sounds like it's together, that sounds like it's part of the music. It feels like driving a car and you have control, you can steer, and suddenly you run over a bump that puts you flying, right? You fly through the air for a couple of seconds and you cannot steer, and you just hope that you'll land again safely somewhere, right? And that's the same thing. If you stop tapping your foot, you're playing, and suddenly you have to play something, and you have to stop tapping your foot, and it's like, whoa, I hope I end on one. I hope I'm down again. You can see it in dancers when they're not able to have that basic pulse in their body. It's the same thing. You can see it instantly. It's the sure sign of an amateur. And the reason why I'm a little bit hard on you here is because This is 50% of music, even though it's kind of concealed. It's just something we take for granted, rhythm. But it's only 5% of practicing. It's like, if you want to master alternate picking, sweep picking, legato, music theory, scales, arpeggios, chords, rhythm, composing, and you take all of these things and then you take rhythm, it's 5%. So get going. You have to master this area because it's absolutely the fundamental part of music. It's what music started with. It's the origin of music. Hey, around the campfire, whatever. The most primitive tribes we know of in our past really started with rhythm, and then notes followed on top of that, right? So please focus on this. Please make this happen and make sure that you really have quality flour, because it is the flour. It's really the whole foundation for everything, and make that happen.